What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today's video I'm going to show you guys how to install a ShiftTech intake plenum. It's not really a how-to video because I've already shown you guys how to install the Z1 plenum spacer on this particular vehicle. There's just a few fasteners in the way. Once you get these fasteners off, your intake plenum will come off and you can install the upgraded plenum. So let me show you guys that part in a second here. So as some of you guys already know, I fix cars on the side, and as you guys can see, I have a ton of parts for Infiniti vehicles. So I did find some cool parts that are a little bit hidden back there, so I'm gonna get those guys out and show you guys what I'm gonna install on this car so that I can hopefully fix it and make it run better. So in front of me, I have two parts here that I'm going to be installing on the G35. Now, this company ShiftTech actually modifies your stock intake plenum to give it more volume and for the air to kind of easily go into the cylinders. So it improves the efficiency of that by removing these holes right here, by basically plugging them up and making the inside smoother. They get a little Dremel. They go in there and just smoothing out everything. As you guys can see, they plugged up these holes where you normally have the studs. They actually kind of bore out this hole right here. Now, the pretty cool thing about this particular plenum that I have here is that it already comes equipped with a 75mm throttle body and a adapter plate. So normally, if you guys want to upgrade to this throttle body, you have to get an adapter plate. But as you guys can see on this particular plenum spacer, they went ahead and did that for you, so you can get this specific setup here from their website. This together is about $1,000 setup that I have here, but I only bought it for I think $200, so I think I got a pretty good deal on it. So I'm gonna install that. I'm gonna also install this throttle body. This lower part has some pretty cool things in it as well. So these holes, from what I understand, have also been kind of grinded down to allow more air to go in. The plugs here, there's 4 holes that are kind of plugged up already by this fastener. So they already did that for you. The bottom as well has been bored out just a little bit, so it allows more air into the cylinder. This all is ceramic coated gold. I didn't buy it like this. Well, I did buy it like this, but I didn't get to choose the color because the person that I bought it from already had this ordered this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this, remove the old setup that I have, and see if I notice any difference. So this is a better comparison between the stock plenum on the DE and this ShiftTech plenum. As you guys can see, this centerpiece has been modified, so they did cut these guys off and they welded them shut so there's no leaks. So this technically should help because as the air is entering, there's nothing in here that's kind of disturbing the velocity of the air like these do. So when air goes through here, I'm pretty sure this kind of like messes up with the velocity of the air, and it's not as smooth as it would be compared to this. So they also did make this opening just a tad bit bigger than over here, and everything is just smoother. There is very good welds on this. You can't even see that they kind of welded anything on here. Everything's nice and smooth. The welded adapter bracket here is on there good, and you guys can just see that, you know, that one you can't see how big it is, but technically it's like 5mm bigger than the stock one. This one does need an adapter for it to be a direct swap. They sell them separately from Concept Z or Z1 Motorsports, but I am glad that I was able to get this as a kit. So as you guys can see, I did get the lower plenum installed. So it's time to install the ShiftTech intake plenum onto the vehicle. So it's pretty much the same as any plenum install. But I did want to point out that I am keeping my Z1 Motorsports intake plenum spacer. So that's going to be on the bottom in between these two plenums, and then this guy's going to go on top, obviously. And we're not going to fasten down the middle ones, only the outer bolts are going to get fastened down. And then this is the bigger throttle body right here, so we're going to go ahead and plug that up as well. As you guys can see, I did get everything back together. I did have a little difficulty putting the stock intake onto the bigger throttle body, but it did fit. It's just a little bit stretched out right here, as you guys can see. But other than that, I didn't really run into any issues, as you would expect, because it's a stock plenum, just that it's been modified. When you guys are installing these, make sure that your oil fill rubber here doesn't get stuck in between the two plenums, because then you're gonna have an exhaust, not an exhaust leak, but an intake manifold leak, and you're not gonna run right. So this is gonna be the first start. We're gonna go ahead and give it a crank and see how it sounds. So I have the G35 here, and it's idling perfectly. For the first 10 minutes that I had the intake plenum installed, it did kind of idle a little bit rough, but I think what was going on is the vehicle was trying to adjust its timing and idle with all that air that's coming in there. So right now it's idling a lot better than it was when I first turned it on. And I have the vehicle warmed up to operating temperature. I'm not getting any misfire. I'm not getting any issues with it. Now, I don't really know if this car needs to get tuned right away, but I know that I installed new injectors and coil packs, so it probably would be a good idea to get it tuned down the road. However, I first want to install some headers on it so that I can get the best of the tune. And I'm not exactly sure who's going to tune the car for me just yet. I might do an email tune or something, but that's going to be later on down the road. I'm glad that I was able to get this car running and idling perfectly. The intake right here that I have did fit over the throttle body. Is just a little bit stretched out. So stay tuned for more videos. I am going to change this setup soon. So make sure to keep watching the videos for any updates. Now, if you guys enjoyed the content in today's video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Peace out.